I don't know if doing it twice means we can say it's becoming a recurring thing. But a couple of days ago I posted on Twitter about how Darwinex ZERO and its algorithm calculate the rating, return at origin for 5 months or 6 months. Maximum drawdown over 5 or 6 months. The truth is it's a mess, and to be honest, it took me a while to grasp it too. That's why today I'm going to try to explain it to you in detail, in depth, and in the simplest way possible, with examples, images, and all that stuff. You know, if you're interested, disclaimer, and let's get started. A few days ago, Darwinex ZERO held a live webinar with 2 of the Cologne brothers and Joan, Darwinex ZERO's marketing manager, whom many of you here already know. Well, they were resolving doubts, including how the rating is calculated and what data is taken into account for it. First of all, a clarification regarding this, since on the main panel of our Darwin, as you can see, the data shown to us is profitability at origin, profitability at 6 months, and maximum absolute drawdown percentage. It's very important here not to confuse return at origin with return at 6 months. The first of these is the return you have accumulated since you started trading with your virtual trading account. However, the second is the return you have accumulated in the last 6 months. For the maximum absolute drawdown percentage and the 6-month drawdown percentage, it's exactly the same. Having made this clarification, you can find the information on the official Darwinex ZERO website. I'll leave a link in the video description if you need more information, if you want to go deeper. As you can see, for the rating calculation, they indicate that the current month's return, which is provisional, will be taken into account. You'll understand the provisional part later. The return at 6 months, and the maximum drawdown at 6 months. Furthermore, we must take into account that not all elements of the rating have the same weight in the equation, that is, they are weighted. This means that for the first element, a weight of 22% will be given, for the second, 67%, and for the last one, only 11%. This means the most valued is the long-term return, over 6 months, that you accumulate, with the maximum drawdown percentage over 6 months not mattering as much. As you probably know, a new feature of Darwinex ZERO compared to classic Darwin is the integrated tools on the platform. One of them, very important, is the rating calculator. I mean, it's the traditional rating calculator. You'll find this calculator by scrolling to the right of your Darwin's main panel. Let's take a closer look. When you click on it, you'll see that the data shown to calculate our return is different from the ones mentioned earlier on the official Darwinex ZERO website. From Darwinex ZERO. Let's take it step by step. First, we have the expected return for the current month. With this feature, you can click and drag the cursor to easily calculate what return you would need to achieve during the current month to reach the target of 75 rating points and obtain the minimum guaranteed seed capital allocation. At the bottom left, we have the return over 5 months. Why over 5 months? Because in this case, the return over 6 months is divided into 5 months, which are precisely the ones before the current month, which are already known and therefore fixed, plus the return for the current month, which is yet to be determined at the end of the month, and therefore, now the provisional part makes sense. Finally, at the bottom right is the 5-month maximum drawdown percentage, and the explanation is the same as for the previous data. The 6-month drawdown is divided into the last 5 months, which are known, plus the current month, which is yet to be determined at month end. Keep in mind that the drawdown, in case you're unaware, will not change unless you continuously exceed the previous maximum drop. In the description of this video, I'm also leaving you a link to the Darwinex ZERO page where it explains in detail how the drawdown of any index is measured. Good so far? No, well, I must confess that with just this, personally, I still found it difficult to understand. Let's try to break it down a bit more. During the live session I mentioned at the start of the video, whether consciously or unconsciously, Juan Colón provided the key idea that helped me visualize this whole complex situation. He described it as a profitability window. Those 5 months plus the current month should be viewed indeed as a window that will move with the passing of the months. To do this, at the bottom of your Darwin's main panel, you'll find the track record you've accumulated over time across the months of the year. Before I finish the video with a practical example, I remind you to subscribe to the channel if you like this content and haven't already. Leave a like and activate the bell to let me know you like what we do here. And keep doing it. Okay, let's look at the example. Let's see it much better with the following practical example. For the example, we'll use my wonderful Darwin. Don't get stuck on the numbers, focus on the concept, alright? On the main panel, we see that in the current month, I have a return at origin of minus 1.48%, a maximum drawdown at origin of minus 5.67%, and a return at 6 months of minus 1.48%. Since it hasn't been 6 months yet since I started trading with Darwinex ZERO, return at origin and return at 6 months are the same. This is because Darwinex ZERO will account for all the data it has available for that 6-month period. In this case, as it does not have more than 6 months available, it accounts for what it currently has. If we go to the rating calculator, we can clearly see how the maximum drawdown data indicates from December 1st. Let's go back to the track record. Although it doesn't appear in the panel, we'll place that month of December to visualize it better. As you can see, for this month of May, my profitability window would be from December to April for the 5-month profitability. And additionally, at the end of the month, we will add the profitability of the current month, May. When June begins, our 5-month profitability window will shift forward by 1 month. Taking into account for the calculation of this only the months that occupy the window, that is, January, February, March, April, and May. And additionally, at the end of the month, we will add the profitability of the current month, when the time comes, of June. With the maximum drawdown percentage, exactly the same thing will occur. The maximum fall produced within that drawdown window will be taken into account, in this case. I think that in this way it is much simpler to understand, right? I haven't done it in a while, so I'll take the opportunity to thank you. If you've reached this point, I'll sign off for now. See you in the next one.